Hello, Thursday the 13th of August 2020. I feel like I'm a little bit burnt here. Could it be from yesterday or just from the sun? Who knows? Yes, so today, woke up quite early, checked my tattoo from yesterday. Still didn't look very good, so I decided just gonna go and see a GP to be clear, rather catch anything that might have happened early. If it is an infection, whatever. My GP doesn't think it's an infection, which I didn't either, to be fair, because an infection takes a while to kind of come through anyway, and my tattoo's been red since like 5 hours after I got it, probably even before that. I just only checked it 5 hours after I got it. It's really badly red though anyway. So she thinks it just might be some kind of irritation or something. She's given me a cream, she prescribed a cream, I got it, went to Boots, bought it, I put it on once and it feels better now. I'm meant to put it on again in about half an hour or so. It's like 3 a.m. right now. She said to put it on every 12 hours, and she said if I could, it would be great to try and get 2 in today. And by the time I managed the first one, it was like 4 o'clock, to be honest. So I could wait until 4 a.m., but I might just do it as soon as I finish this. I don't think half an hour change might make that much of a difference. It's a little bit concerning still though. Like she asked me to go see her again on Monday, so obviously it's Thursday today. It's going to give me a few days time to test this cream, and hopefully it will make things better. Fingers crossed. It's just because I've never, even when I had 2 of my tattoos infected at the beginning of January, 2 tattoos done by the same artist at the same time on the same day, both infected on different locations of my body, which bit suspect, I don't know. But with those, like, it took about 3 days for me to even notice things being a bit wrong. Like the first couple of days they looked fine, whereas this one more or less straight away had this insane outline, like a red outline, like weird. It freaked me out because I knew it wasn't an infection, and I was like, I don't understand what it is then. Like, it's some irritation, what could it be? And my doctor couldn't tell either. Like, and she was like, don't worry, like, it'll be fine, it's fixable. And it's definitely, she didn't say definitely, but she didn't think it was an infection. So obviously we're going to keep an eye on it. Yeah, it was just all a bit annoying, I'm not gonna lie, because the cream that she prescribed as well, she looked into it because she doesn't really know much about tattoos, because she doesn't have any. Why should she? Like, I understand tattoos are very specific still, not everyone has them, or, you know, yeah, I don't think it's a requirement for doctors to know about tattoos either. I get it. So doctors know how to treat things, and so like she prescribed the cream straight away, and then she was like, oh, but let me double check actually to see if like it's okay to put it on tattoos and stuff. And she got, bless her, she like looked it up and everything online, and some tattoo pages, like not medical pages obviously, because they wouldn't be talking about this sort of stuff anyway, but she found some tattoo websites that were saying like, oh, it's not the best idea to put such cream, the cream that she gave me, on a new tattoo, because it's going to affect the healing process. So she was like, she spent literally about 4 or 5 minutes trying to figure out if like she should prescribe it or not. But then eventually she was like, I'm just going to prescribe it because I don't feel right not to. I feel like, you know, it's so red that it really needs it. And I was like, no, like, go ahead. Like, obviously at this moment in time, I would trust a doctor more than I would trust a tattoo artist. And as sad as it makes me to think maybe putting this cream on is going to affect the healing process, I don't know what that means. As long as it doesn't affect it, as long as it doesn't affect my health negatively, like I don't want my leg to become more red, you know. Which I don't think that will be the case. I think what they mean is that it's just going to make the tattoo not look as nice when it heals or something like that. I don't know. Who knows? At the end of the day, I have to do what's medically right now because of the redness, rather than what's right for my tattoo. And I think this is what really sucks, because like I said, it's never happened to me so quickly. Like, whatever happened at the studio this time out. You know, there's nothing, it's not on me at all. Or it could have been an allergic reaction, some irritation, I don't know. Could have been the sun, the heat, like I probably sweated a little bit because I was walking around Brighton the whole day. You know, I'm not saying it was necessarily the studio or the tattoo artist. I loved the tattoo artist, he was lovely, like I have nothing against him, but whatever happened was not in my hands. Like, nothing was, like, it was, I took the wrapping cling film off and it was insanely red. So like I didn't even have a chance to do anything with it. Do you know what I mean? Like, didn't even have a chance to clean it for the first time without it already being insanely red. So it was terrifying. Anyway, it does make me sad a bit, because I really like the art and I'd waited a long time for it. Obviously this was meant to get this done back in April, and I've been following this guy's Instagram page for like over a year, I want to say now, like, yeah, at least a year anyway, and I literally love everything he posts, and he seemed like such a nice guy, and I would really like to go back to him for something else in the future. But I mean, honestly, at this moment I'm a little bit traumatized with this particular one, with how red it is, so I'm probably going to take a break from tattoos for a while. Not that I have anything booked anyway, but like, you know, I was thinking of maybe booking a couple of more for the rest of the year, but I don't know if I will now. I just need these were obviously ones that, like I said, were meant to happen before COVID. Anyway, so fingers crossed everything works out. So sucks so much. Apart from that though, today was good. Like, I'm just glad that I'm finally getting it checked by someone. I just finished this book, Fever Dream, by Samantha Schweblin. This is the third book I've read by her, and I only discovered her during lockdown. Phenomenal author. This book was like a journey, like freaky as hell. Like, I'm really glad that I live with my family. If I was living alone at this time of night, like 3 a.m, and had just finished reading this, I would be feeling terrified. It's not a ghost story necessarily, it's not like a horror novel. It's such a unique book that I can't describe it, but it's scary, weird, but really beautiful as well. Like, interesting, like fascinating, like makes you think so much. It's about families. I'm going to talk about it in another video probably, but like really good. First book I've read in about 2 weeks, like, so that's good. Finally finished it. I only started it a couple of days ago. It's really short, the book. So that's good. Why don't I have a neck? I do have one, I promise. It's just the angle. Like, look, now I have a neck. It's just the angle. Yeah, so continues filming a little bit for this like secret project video that I've got going on. And that's kind of it. I spoke to my dad a little bit. He doesn't want me to, but he was like, because he had to take a coronavirus test before he went to Dubai, and he was like, if you want to, you know, this is what you should do, this is where you can go. He's going to get one of his friends to come and pick me up, because if you have a car, it's easier. And I don't drive, my mom doesn't drive, whatever, like none of us drive in this family apart from my dad. So I'm thinking about it, but I don't know if it's like necessary, because I feel fine. You know, it's only because like a peace of mind from the fact that obviously I travelled to Brighton and came back, but I honestly feel like I was as absolutely safe as possible. You know, can't say I was 100% perfect all the time, because you can't like predict what people do, and there were times when some people might have gotten a bit too close to me, strangers, but I feel fine, so I don't feel like I need the test. I don't know, I feel like I'd rather just wait, and potentially I might be going to Disneyland Paris next month, who knows. I mean, France has just been added to like the UK's list of countries that you have to quarantine with, you know, for when you can come back from it, because France's cases have been pretty high of this virus. So I just got distracted because I've just found this little bruise on this arm. Can you see it? Probably can't see it, and I pushed it to see if it hurts, and it doesn't hurt that much. I just wondered how I got the bruise, but I bruise very easily. Anyway, so yeah, I thought maybe I'll just save this test for when I come back from Paris, because if I do go, I'll be away for a couple of nights, and if there were to be a risk, surely that's more of a risk. Like, obviously I'll be incredibly careful there as well. But once I come back from Paris, I would like to, for peace of mind, do a test, because I live with my family. If I lived on my own, or with like someone my age who's not a high risk person or whatever, I probably wouldn't worry too much about taking a test unless I was showing symptoms. But I think living with my mom, who is incredibly high risk, and yeah, her immune system is very low. I mean, I could stay in my room for like 2 weeks, but I just think if I can take a test, it would just make my life easier, and I would feel more comfortable at home instead of having to really try and self-isolate in the same house as her. You know, it's just really hard, I think, to do. I mean, it's possible, but it's easier if I can just hopefully get the test done when I'm back and show negative. I mean, who knows, if I, Lord have mercy, end up having the virus, and I'll full on know what to do. Like, I'll just take myself out of the house completely, then go and isolate somewhere else, like in a hotel. I don't know. I don't know what I'd do actually, but hopefully it won't come to that. What a weird life we're living in. Anyway, I'm gonna go put some cream on my tattoo, and I'll see you tomorrow.